I'm over here, Lenny. Leonard. Oh my goodness. Boy, he made sure he beat Trixie over here to me. You're a fast runner, Leonard. Hey folks, Lester here. I came out to feed up. I think it's cute. I caught Petunia making a rare stroll across the yard. She didn't get out a whole lot, but today's such a gorgeous day that she is. Everyone's lined up along the fence line waiting for their dinner. Pig Trudy is a mess. She's been out in the water, in the mud, and which is cute. But really what I'm focused on here is Lenny. Lenny and Pebbles. Lenny is at that age, y'all, where he is really enjoying showing off his legs. And, of course, now that I'm videoing, he's not going to do anything for me. Maybe if I walk around a little bit, he can jump and play. He and Pebbles are the best of friends. You know, goats play a lot more. I just can't seem to take my eye off of him. I can't take my eyes off of him, folks. He just is so cute. And I love him so much. Now, of course, I love Pig Trudy too. Trudy! Sweet girl, you're so dirty. Such a dirty little girl. Hey, Ringo. But, no, Lenny is just really fun to watch and play with. And he is in... I was trying to love you. He's into everything. And that's what little goats do. Pebbles could get a... Pebbles is a little bit older than that stage now, even though that used to be her. Now she's a little bit older than that. Now she likes to... Guys, that was what those kids, those street jumpers or whatever they call those guys that run around the city and do all those flips off of buildings and all that kind of crazy nonsense. That's what Lenny's doing. He's running around, jumping up on something, and then he does a little flip off of it. Lenny, buddy, I really enjoy watching you play. Such a pretty little guy. Okay, and now Ernie's jealous that Lenny's getting all the attention, so he's going to do some stuff over there on the hay roll. Yeah, Ernie's... Guys, it was just going to be a short... Seriously, sometimes I start a video... And I realize there's no way I'm going to make it long enough to put it on, do anything with it. I'm thinking these little short videos, I'll make a little compilation, you know, or put a few things together and I can throw them out there. But sometimes they just keep going and I'm entertained. And I'm hoping that if I'm entertained by what I'm watching, the whole goal is, the whole point is that I can share with you some of the blessings that I get to live every day. Let me just sit down here. I'm just going to take a seat here on the ground. I'm going to lean back along this pole and just watch this guy for a little while. And, hi, Pebbles. He's just so cute to me. Oh, boy. Pebbles wants some loving, too. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot of video on why Pebbles... You know what? Sitting down here was a bad idea. Because they think I've sit down to love. And that means they're not going to keep playing. But maybe I can get him to do some more jumps or spins or flips or something. Pebbles, you're too big to fit in there now, baby. That was when you were little. That was a long time ago, Pebbles. You're a big girl now. Let's get you guys fed. As Pig Trudy runs along that fence, rubbing along it, you can just see the mud. Trudy, if you would settle down a little bit. All right, so what I do, let me just walk y'all around while I do my chores. Y'all have not hung out with me during chores in a while. And so what I'm going to do, I'll set my bucket, and I'm going to scoop out some food for all the babies. Now, you're not going to watch this. This is boring. This is boring, but I will jump back on the video as soon as I get all the bucket ready to be put out into the pasture. And I'll be feeding Tex in his pasture. I'll come over here and feed the horses in their pasture, and then I'll feed the goats and alpacas in theirs. And as I'm feeding now, I just want you to notice something. This is what you just have to always be looking out for. Pebbles can really be a bit of a nuisance. I love her, but she can really be a bit of a nuisance. I will say something kind of interesting that you may find interesting. But right now, I'm giving the exact same combination of feeds to everybody. See me, lady. I'm giving the exact combinations of feed to everybody. No one's getting anything different than each other. They're all able, this time of year, they all need exactly what we have mixed up there. Now, you can buy that exact mix from the feed store. The local feed store will do it themselves. They'll do it for you. They charge you an arm and a leg. Me and Jamie are smart, though. We go to the feed store ourselves, buy the individual bags of feed, then I come home and mix them all together. That saves us quite a bit of money. Now, folks, I have to put my phone down for a second because there's no way I can pour this feed. I know a lot of y'all are, seriously, think about it. A lot of folks scream and shout, and they say, put the phone down, Lester. Some things you just do without the phone. Listen what you're saying. Listen what you're asking me to do. You're saying put the phone down, but what would you be doing if I put my phone down? You'd be watching someone else's video with them holding a phone doing something foolish. That's how fickle. You know that word fickle? That's how fickle the world is right now. Seriously, you can scream and holler and yell that sometimes I bring this on myself. Some of the things I find myself in, I bring it on myself. Lester, you bring it on yourself. Okay, maybe it's true. But I'll tell you what, if I were to put my phone down, then what would you be doing right now? This is where it gets scary. This is where it gets real scary. We do have a pair of goggles that I wear sometimes. And the goggles, though, they tend to give you a bit of what they call vertigo. They move around so much. Vertigo. So I have enough I have enough food in my bucket to feed the two bullies here. And I'll go ahead and drop theirs off. Everyone else kind of waits their turn. But I will feed the bullies. I'll feed the bullies. And then I'll get them going. Then I'll go back and reload my bucket. I'll refill the bucket. Okay, bullies are good. It was probably mean that I said that, but it's true. These guys over here are sweet. Those guys are my bullies. I have to feed them first. So, no, I make several trips back and forth, folks. I make several trips. I could, if I didn't have my phone, I could carry 2 buckets. But why would I want to do that? Because you'd miss out on the adventures of dinner. Excuse me. Look, there's Pig Trudy's nose coming underneath she's coming up underneath the barn, trying to get into it. She just can't wait to eat, poor baby. She just cannot wait to eat. I know you guys can hear that. I know y'all hear that. Guess who? Guess who that is? So what I'm going to do, because I love them, I'm going to drop a little scoop right over into the hay. And so that will give him something to keep him occupied, because if I don't, he'll just beat the fence down. He'll beat the gate down. He'll start beating up the other goats. Lenny, come out of here. All right, back to the big pasture. Can you guys hear some of the noises around me? I haven't forgotten you guys, I promise. Let's go feed everybody else. So, it's still September. And so we still Have plenty of green grass for everybody. So I'm not having to feed a whole lot right now. Ugh. I do feed them in the mornings, a little bit of corn only. Kind of start their day. Oh boy. Hey, you almost run me over. Get out of my bucket. So I'm gonna walk Dan way over here by himself. And you know why? Because poor Dan, look at his ears go back. Here, Danny. Moo loves to pick on Dan because Dan is the only one that's scared of him. Isn't that funny? Yeah, Moo will pick on Dan because Dan's the only one who's scared of him. I'm gonna drop a little extra here for Dixie. Didn't quite get her enough the first time. All right, and there's what's that chicken doing? Trying to hide from me, or is it laying an egg right there? How silly is that? They're all getting plenty. I'm coming, Leonard! So as of right now, just kind of a rundown of what's going on. I've got Tex, Santana, and Pearl already fed. And I've also turned on their water filler. Now I've come over here and I've fed all of the bigs in this pasture. And I'll turn on their water as soon as I'm done with Tex, Santana's water. And now, who am I forgetting? All right, here we go. If I can keep Ringo inside here, it makes my life a whole lot easier out here. But it gets really crazy. I wish Jamie were still out here. She could video this for me. But then again, I don't want her out here to video this because guess what I'm wearing? Yeah, I have found myself a fondness for Ellie's Crocs. And I'm really embarrassed about that. Guess what? Ringo's back. I found myself enjoying wearing these Crocs. I know they look goofy, but I can't seem to. They're a lot more comfy than flip-flops. All right, look out, guys. Look out. Come on, excuse me. I cannot. Let's walk over here a little bit. I like to put the feet in the grass. I don't like putting the feet in the dirt. As I walk around, if I put that bucket down even for a second, I have to deal with all this. Hey, look out. I'm pouring some out. There you go. I just poured out a little bit here and there. Look out now. Ringo is so mean to everybody. All right, folks, give me a second to start pouring. I really do got to put my phone down for this. I don't want someone to get hurt. And Ringo's going to start ramming people if I don't hurry. Here we go. All right, come on, Ringo. Cornholio. I laugh sometimes because everyone follows this bucket around like there's some kind of prize in the bottom of the cereal box. You remember when you were little, how you used to always love to get that prize out of the cereal box? They think that at the very bottom of this bucket there's going to be a prize, and there's not. Slowly, they're slowly starting to taper off here. Now I walk by and just check everybody. I don't get a chance to put my hands on all of them, but I like to at least walk by and let them know that I love them. Some of them already know. I like how they share for the most part. You know, Ringo's the only one that won't share. Seriously, Ringo is the only one that will not share. Everyone else shares with each other. And they don't care if it's a feathers or a fur or a fiber. It doesn't matter. They share. They share so nicely with each other. And so I see we're missing a couple of golden girls. And that happens. Oh, you know what? They're going to be inside there eating Ringo's leftovers. That happens. But they know that, look, they just make their rounds, folks. They make their rounds, and they just walk along, and they take a little bite. Now, the feathered babies, they don't need a whole lot. They've already eaten. And once they get just kind of a feel of what's going on, they start making their way back to the pond. And I'm going to tell you something. You're not going to believe me, but this is true. For a lot of these animals, it's not that they're hungry. This is a social event. This right here, this feeding time, it's a social event. And they want to be a part of this, not because they're just dying of hunger. Look, no one here is dying of hunger, okay? But what they are dying for is love. They're dying for love and affection and just the routine. They love the routine that we have. And mornings are not this exciting. I'll be honest. I'm usually in a hurry for work. So I walk out, and sometimes I won't even put the food in the bucket. I'll just put it in the scoop. And I will sometimes just walk along the fence and drop off food. And just drop the corn out, and they eat it right off the ground, right off the grass. All right, let's go change my water out. And as you can see, Petunia's over here eating. Jamie fed her farmy while I was feeding everybody else. Lenny, we got to end this video, buddy. We have to end the video, Leonard. Maybe I can get Lenny to give me a good ending here. Can I get something out of you, Leonard, to give it a happy ending? I want to send people away with a smile. Let's send them off with a smile, Lenny. Okay. No? You got nothing for me? I think Leonard's gonna wore himself out with all his other jumps and turns and somersaults and everything else. All right, well, it's afternoon feed time, and it's one of my favorite times of the day. All right, Leonard, I got you. Okay.